Good day, Boston. Today is June 26th, 1963, and here are today's top stories.
As you all know, there is a war going on, a very cold war. Since about 1945, the United States and its NATO nations have had tensions with the Soviet Union and its satellite nations.
For 18 years now, the broken country of Germany has been at odds. The Berlin Wall has separated this recovering nation. The West is occupied by the Allied forces of France, Britain, and the U.S. The East is controlled by the communist regime. It's fair to say this wall is causing great problems. Just imagine being separated from the ones you love for nearly 18 years.
Today, our President, John F. Kennedy, gave a speech that will go down in history. He presented his speech to the citizens of West Berlin. We have Noah Carpenter on the scene now.
I'm here with Reinhold Kugelschreiben. How was the atmosphere of the event?
The crowd was absolutely electric. We really love President Kennedy.
That's great. So I take it you're pleased from the whole speech?
Oh, absolutely. I really liked how he talked on a casual manner and really got down to our level. He appealed to our emotions and it really made me proud to say, Ich bin ein Berliner.
That's great. A lot of pathos in that speech. Speaking of which, is it true that you've been separated from the ones you love for 18 long years?
Yeah, it's very hard. Having the separation between East and West Berlin has really been hard on everyone.
That's really tough, folks. Well, there you had it. JFK does a great job getting down the level of the Germans and praises the culture of Germany very well. Back to you, Mason.
I wake up with my tide. I brush my teeth with my tide. I eat breakfast with my tide. I play catch with my tide. I tell secrets to my tide. I sure do love tide.
Welcome back. It really sounded like JFK made a good impression over there in Germany.
That's right, Mason. It sounded like everyone had a great time. He really had some nice things to say about Germany.
Man, he had me listening and I wasn't even there.
Wow, what a powerful speaker. Oh, this just in. Our on-scene reporter, Noah Carpenter, has just scored an interview with East Berlin Guard.
How's it going over there, Noah?
I'm here with Bruno Hausengarten. He's actually an East German wall guard. How do you feel about the speech and the situation you guys are in currently?
I did not like the speech at all.
Why don't you like the speech, Bruno?
As anyone would be able to tell, all JFK did was appeal to the people's emotions. There's not a single bit of logic behind his talking at all.
Logos. None of that could be a problem. Speaking of, how do you feel about him calling himself a Berliner? Do you agree with him or not?
Obviously, Mr. Kennedy is not a Berliner. He is from the United States. If he were a Berliner, he would understand that communism is the only way for Germany to succeed.
You brought up communism. That's a good point. He kept bringing it up during the speech and kept saying how that's a problem for your country. How do you feel about communism? Is it good or bad?
Obviously, it is good.
Thanks. Well, back to you, Mason.
Join Beatlemania today. Buy the Beatles' new release, Please Please Me. It hits songs such as I Saw Her Standing There, P.S. I Love You, Twist and Shout, and many, many more.
Wow, that East Berlin wall guard shared a couple of good points.
Yeah, he was right. JFK didn't use much logos in his speech. I don't know if you know this, but logos is the facts that back up a speech.
Ah, I see. Well, it's also good to hear it from a different point of view.
Yeah, it's nice to see a personal opinion. I can understand that communism would be what he would prefer. After all, it's the only thing he's ever known.
Does make sense. Well, our boy Noah Carpenter is scoring these interviews as much as he scores with the ladies.
He's got an interview with Konrad Adenauer.
Konrad is the Chancellor of West Germany, and he's led them from the rubble of World War II into a recovering nation with a couple of very good allies.
Over to you, Noah.
Thanks, Hunter. I'm here with Chancellor Adenauer. How long have you been in office?
I've been in office since September 15th, 1949.
That's a long time.
It is.
Are you amazed at how far the people have come since World War II?
It's really remarkable. It's been really great to see the nation struggle, yet forward to almost a new nation.
That's really good. So how did you feel about JFK's speech?
I thought President Kennedy did a really good job to help unite at least citizens of West Berlin and hopefully some of East Berlin. The way he used the phrases Ich bin ein Berliner, which means I am a citizen of Berlin, and Lass sie nach Berlin kommen, which means let them come to Berlin, really helped unite the nation, and it also went on their level by speaking German to them.
Speaking of uniting the nation, How much do you think would change if East and West Berlin were to be reunited?
I think everything would change for the better. A more united nation is a better one, and I think that citizens of East Berlin would be happy under the rule that West Berlin provides.
That's really good. And how do you feel about communism? Do you think it's good or bad?
I think communism is an evil institution that should be abolished permanently.
That's a very strong sentiment to say, but I completely agree with you. I know I speak for everyone back in America that we hope there will be a speedy and good resolution to the Berlin Wall.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Well, back to you, Mason and Hunter.
Richard Nixon's a family man.
Catch, son! Nice catch, son.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in with us, you missed quite the interview that our on-the-scene reporter Noah Carpenter had with the Chancellor of West Germany, Konrad Adenauer.
It's nice to see that he has a similar opinion to communism as JFK.
Hopefully the two can work together to change this situation.
I think they're going to do anything they can to unite West and East Germany.
Well, up next, our on-the-scene reporter Noah Carpenter once again has another interview. This time, it's with Mr. Almond, a critically acclaimed analyst from America. Over to you, Noah. Mason, I didn't realize my name was so funny.
I'm nuts about your name. So, give us the analysis about your speech.
Okay. Well, JFK did everything he needed to have a successful speech. Started off, ethos, your credibility. Obviously, JFK's coming into this speech with one of the highest established honors in the world, President of the United States. Mm-hmm. On top of that, in the beginning of the speech, he talks about how he's a distinguished guest of the mayor. Obviously, he's as high as he can be right now. Brings his level up, comes right down with the pathos, gets on the people's level. That's where it really counts. He comes in talking about how great this place Berlin is, how anyone would like to be there, how anyone could like to see it. Ich bin ein Berliner. Let them see Berlin. Obviously, he's very proud of this place, and he makes the people even prouder. He goes on talking about how communist is an evil empire, and how Berlin is really just the light at the end of the tunnel. After that, he throws in just a little bit of logos talking about how they've been free for 18 years, just to make his stuff sound real. And then he rolls into the end, talking of the things to come and how Europe will be a successful and peaceful continent.
Mm-hmm.
To finish everything off, one more time with the golden phrase, Ich bin ein Berliner. Just to show how confident he is in these people.
So after all that you just said, do you really think this will have an impact on the reunity of West and East Berlin?
I honestly do.
You do?
Just because such a powerful person is saying it. If it were anyone else, probably not.
That was really powerful what you just said. And I'd like to thank you for coming here today.
Hey, it was an honor.
Me too. Back to you guys.
Hoover. Everybody could use a Hoover. Even your husband.
Wow, that Gabriel Almond showed some good points.
Yeah, he really pointed out the small structural details that you might not have noticed otherwise.
Quite the analyst. Well, hopefully this speech will inspire others as much as it's inspired us.
I hope that we can bring an end to the Soviet Union and unite Germany for good.
Well, signing out of News 6 is Mason Finnitz.
And I'm Hunter McKay.
Have a good night. Stay classy.